How you doing? This is Nathaniel Swopes of Swope Center, and today I want to talk about Miles Bridges. Recently, Miles Bridges he turned himself in because allegedly, he violated his arrest warrant by contacting his ex. I'm going to read you an article from the Charlotte Observer. I think they did a pretty good job covering the story. Miles Bridges turned himself in to the authorities in a neighboring county on criminal charges, and Charlotte officials said Friday. The 25-year-old Charlotte Hornets forward with an executive warrant in Mecklenburg County for violation of his ex-girlfriend's domestic violence protection order turned himself in at the Lincoln County Detention Center, and Sheriff's Office said. Also Friday, an arrest warrant nearly made public reveals what police were told in January when a warrant was issued for Bridges' arrest in Charlotte. His ex-girlfriend told police Bridges was violating a domestic violence protection order because he continually contacted her by phone and on social media. And the arrest warrant states, while turning himself in, he was accompanied by his attorney, according to the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office, which said Bridges was booked on and released on $1,000 bond. He turned himself in at 6:57 a.m. Officials said he appeared before a district court judge during the process. Court records show he was required to let detention officials take his fingerprints. The charges on which Bridges turned himself in on Friday relate to a warrant issued by Charlotte Mecklenburg Police in January, which he was accused by his ex-girlfriend of violating protection order related to prior domestic violence allegations. Miles Bridges' criminal charges. As the Charlotte Observer reported Thursday, a separate criminal summons issued this week against Bridges, including allegations that he smashed his ex-girlfriend's windshield and violated a domestic protective order on October 6th. Part of the summons says a woman accused Bridges of throwing pool table balls at her vehicle while the children were in the car. She says he threatened her, saying that if she called the police, he would withhold child support money. According to the court summons, Bridges also allowed his current girlfriend to yell, scream, and kick the victim's car while children were inside. The summons alleges. Mecklenburg County court records show the alleged incident happened in Charlotte when Bridges and the women met for a child custody exchange in May. The records show a protective order has been issued by a judge in California. The new summons charges the 25-year-old Bridges with misdemeanor child abuse, injury to personal property, and a domestic protective order violation. Court records in Mecklenburg County show Bridges has been summoned to appear in court in Charlotte November 13th, the Observer previously reported. Again, Miles Bridges is currently serving a 3-year probation for his domestic abuse against his ex-girlfriend or baby mother. She has 2 of his children, where she was beaten up pretty badly by Miles Bridges. And then also after this event, there was video that came out where she was trying to break into his house and bust his door in, allegedly. But these two just don't, even though they got 2 kids together, these two just don't get along. They don't mesh well. Miles Bridges, after receiving probation, the Charlotte Hornets did sign him, I believe, to a 1-year deal. But before this domestic dispute with his baby's mother, he had a chance to get a huge deal, possibly anywhere from 40 to 80 million, and he's just kind of just losing it all over this baby mother. Even with his baby mama, like she's pretty much destroying his life because she's not fighting to get along with him. They're fighting each other, and they're, you know what I'm saying, they're not getting along. So she's not even trying to make things work because they could possibly make a lot of money, make things easier for them and their children. And it seems like just Miles, man, he just needs to stay away from the woman. It seems like he's upset, you know, with how his life is going and with the child support. But you know, Miles, man, he needs to make better decisions. He's a very talented player, played at Michigan State University, one of the most athletic athletes in the league. And this is just a woman that he needs to stay away from, you know. And all of us men need to learn that, you know, sometimes just because a woman is good in bed or you have great sex with her doesn't mean that she's a good life partner, doesn't mean that she's going to be a good mother for your children or just be a good person for you to be around, you know what I'm saying? So, like I said, just Miles and her just can't get along. And it's sad to see because Miles was just let back in the league. So we're going to definitely see how the NBA handles this report. 'Cause they came together and they just started fighting again. He's throwing stuff at the car, and he's not thinking straight. He's not, thinking to calm down and let's just deal with this in court, and not try to deal with it myself. And now he's bringing his new girlfriend in the picture, and she's trying to fight the woman. So this is just all a big mess. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, we saw the stuff with Kevin Porter Jr. and his domestic abuse, and another like WNBA player with her domestic. And these domestic issues are costing these athletes their livelihood and their careers. Kevin Porter Jr. has been banned from the Houston Rockets, and Miles Bridges luckily got a 1-year contract with the Charlotte Hornets, but he just continued down this path. How many more chances do you think you're going to get for the NBA? And a lot of times, even if you get kicked out the NBA, that's not a guarantee that you're going to get picked up overseas. It's not a guarantee they're going to take you and want to deal with those issues as well, even though you're in a whole nother country. They want to protect their women in a sense, not to say like just like a dangerous person, but they don't want the women in their country complaining and saying, "Why are we bringing over this man and he could possibly hurt a woman here?" And I really hope that Miles Bridges gets it together. You definitely miss him last year in the league, but it's not just that. Just as a grown black man in general, just hope he gets it together because life is hard. Trying to find the right people to deal with, trying to find the right people to have your children with, get married to, and it's a very difficult situation. You know what I'm saying? So, like, hopefully he can get past this, and hopefully him and his baby mama they can just work together to try to figure things out because the way things are going about is just not right. Because the the report said that Miles beat his baby mama in front of the kids, and they're never going to be mentally okay from that. Like my father used to beat my mother in front of me. My father used to beat my mother in front of me and my sisters, and we would hear my mom screams, and I'm not okay from that. I can still hear my mother screams when my dad used to beat her in front of us or beat her in a room, and we could just hear my mama begging him to stop. I would never be a sane person from that, from just hearing that. And a lot of times, even though if you're a young couple, you got to think about the kids and what you're putting to get the kids through, and you got to think more than about yourself. But then when you have these individuals, when you have children, you got to think past yourself and your feelings, and you got to try to do or make things look as good or as perfect as you can for those children, because those children didn't ask to be here. I didn't ask to be here to see my mom get beat on. You know what I'm saying? I didn't ask to see that. So like I said, I just hope Miles and his baby mama, they get it together, they figure things out, they figure a way to co-parent,